What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Disney Plus The Fuss podcast. In this episode, we're breaking down Mandalorian Episode 3, and man, oh man, we got a lot to talk about.
On this program, a bit of magic. That's what the show is all about.
I'm Garrett.
I'm Sean.
And this is Brayton,
And we're the Three Amigos.
talking about the Mandalorians.
Episode 3 Amigos.
I don't know if I'm going to leave that in or edit it.
Actually, the episode is called The Sin.
The Sin. So, if you watched our episode 2 video, you may have noticed that we're wearing the same clothes, and that's because we're recording this on the same day, and I just wanted to point that out before somebody called us out on it,
Absolutely.
which is bound to happen eventually.
And now we're going to talk about a different thing we're thankful for because it's still Thanksgiving.
It's still
I'm
Thanksgiving.
so thankful that the show is really good.
I'm thankful for Disney Plus in general. And Jesus.
I'm thankful for all our fans out
And
there.
I'm thankful for all of the freaking awesome Baby Yoda memes that are killing the internet right now.
Killing it.
So nice.
I love them, dude. I love them.
And just FYI, we're going to be talking the entire episode.
Spoiler
and getting into
alert.
Spoilers all
Spoilers
the
are
time.
strong with
So
this one.
we're gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
we're gonna be talking and breaking down everything in this, and it's been
Just like
and
the
this
episode.
is
Holy
a
shit.
great episode. You know that spelling it doesn't make it any better, right?
But also, she is not a letter. And
She is definitely-
I don't know.
That's definitely a word. She. That is how you
Sheet.
spell it.
Sheet? Like on your bed.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Kids can't spell, so
let's talk
we're good.
episode 3. And where do we want to start with this one? Initial reactions?
No, let's give them a little review.
Let's go-
of
yeah.
the first 5 minutes like we did last time and not talk
blah,
about
blah,
the
blah.
rest of the episode.
Okie dokie. Who remembers what happened? in
Starts
episode-
off.
So he's
he's-
actually on his way back to claim his bounty.
Yeah,
right?
he's in space. He's got Baby Yoda.
Yeah. And this is actually one of the things that I really enjoyed about the episode because it has kind of this through line of like similar to the second episode where you see the Baby Yoda trying to use a little bit of the Force and then it gets paid off at the end of the episode where he actually does use the Force. In this episode, on the way back, you see Baby Yoda he does not want to be in his crib. He just wants to be out in the world.
He's just such
I want
a
to play.
kitty little Yoda baby.
So he pulls off a little ball from the dashboard
knob or what?
Yeah.
It's called a manual. Have you ever learned to drive one?
Okay.
The answer is no. He's never driven manual. Neither have I.
I owned a manual car, good sir.
Oh,
You want to make
really?
this about cars now?
Yeah,
You
well,
want to make this
no,
about
Let's save boys.
Hold on.
Let's save the cars talk till we review Cars.
I like that.
It's on Disney Plus The Fuss, coming to you soon. I guess we have to do that one sooner than later. All right.
Called it out.
Yeah. That's a good question.
So Baby Yoda,
Lightning McQueen. Ciao.
Baby Yoda's playing with this ball thing.
Is Lightning McQueen a manual or an automatic?
We'll have to do a deep
Tune in
dive.
next time. Oh, it's hilarious.
We'll have to figure it out.
And who's inside driving Lightning McQueen?
Yeah.
Probably the Mandalorian.
Honestly, what I've always wanted to know, what grinds that guy's gears? Anyway, we're talking about Mandalorian
Probably
today.
off-topic conversation.
Sorry, you guys.
I love it.
Stick
That
with
was
us.
hilarious.
This is we were going to be talking about other Disney stuff, but we're trying to stay focused on
Guys,
Disney.
we're a couple of
Mandalorian.
nogs deep right now.
Yeah, we're like half a nog deep.
half nog
We're not even a full nog each. So
And we guarantee you there is no Lightning McQueen in the rest of this episode. Well, yeah, there's no promises.
We shall see.
all right. So Mandalorian.
Oh.
We see
Baby Yoda's playing with the knob thing, and he's like, "That's not a toy." And he's on his way.
And he takes it off. He doesn't put it back.
He doesn't put it back. Which, again, later in the episode when he's reconsidering his whole predicament, which is actually probably the best form of like
Little details.
non-acting. Like you could when he was getting ready to start another thing and he was deciding whether or not he was going to rescue Baby Yoda. You don't see his face.
no,
But you can see him thinking about it, which is it was super powerful in the way that in the way that they used kind of that visual aid of him thinking about Baby Yoda and the knob in that situation.
Absolutely. I was telling Sean before we were recording this that, I don't know what school did this, but they had this guy and he closed his eyes and then they showed him a picture of a bowl of spaghetti. And when he opened his eyes, it was he didn't have an expression.
It was his mom.
It was his mom. No, but he didn't have an expression on his face. And so they had this picture.
No, wait.
He closed his eyes.
No, wait. Yeah.
Let me finish. So he closes his eyes, he opens it, he sees a bowl of spaghetti, and his reaction to the bowl of spaghetti was basically expressionless. Like he didn't have any emotion towards the bowl of spaghetti. You got me?
Okay.
And so then they went to a classroom and they showed him a picture of a boy and he was playing baseball. And then they showed him the picture of the man's reaction and was like, how does this person feel? And they're like, he's proud of his son. And that's how he feels. But in reality, he was looking at a bowl of spaghetti and he had no expression. Then they go to a different class and the boy's sitting in the principal's office and they show him the same picture of the expressionless person and they go, he's disappointed at his son for being in trouble. The whole thing with this is the way they do the story in Mandalorian where you're not seeing his face, you're seeing a helmet. And it's giving the viewer assumptions to how the Mandalorian's feeling. And it's really cool because you're giving the audience the opportunity to fill in the blanks. And that's the cool thing about this story. And very similar to Han Solo in the original series, we all loved him because we made a story behind. We made his background story. We didn't need his background story because we assumed he was this really cool bad guy, not bad guy, but this cool adventurer, and he owed money to the slug guy. I can't even remember. I'm a horrible fan.
Jabba the Hutt.
Thank you,
Jabba
the Hutt.
Or as you would say, Jabba.
Anyways, but we filled in a lot of the blanks for Han Solo in the original series, and then Han Solo, the movie came out 2 years ago.
Filled in those holes.
Filled in those holes,
Right.
and
The holes were filled.
The holes were very filled.
They were gaping holes.
Gaping holes, and it was upsetting because they answered a lot of
No one
questions.
asked us to have those holes filled.
Thank you. Exactly.
Holes
And it's
didn't need to be filled.
That's right.
They
We
didn't
don't need to
be
fill
filled.
Solo's holes.
Yeah.
But seriously, because I want him to be the mystery.
The mystery behind the character
Thank
is
you.
kind of what is so fascinating about that kind of rogue person
Yes.
in these stories.
And
the
Mandalorian's
Mandalorian
doing it.
is doing it the right way, and hopefully they don't bitch it. Because,
Exactly.
yeah.
So, Brayton, like you were saying, yeah, they're doing a really great job of creating emotion for the viewer so that they can assume this is how the Mandalorian's feeling, but we haven't seen his face yet.
Right.
We're not going to.
Oh, I don't think we
Spoiler.
are.
I think
I don't
we
think
are.
we're ever.
I mean,
hope we
we're
don't.
Seeing
I
his,
think the
we're
only-
seeing his face as a kid.
Can we talk? We'll talk that in predictions at the end of the episode, you guys. So
Yeah.
stick around. I think we already got this kind of figured out. But anyway, so recap.
Long story longer.
Anyway, long story longer. He returns Baby Yoda for the bounty. He gets his Beskar. Oh,
that's a
a lot
lot
of
of
that skill. That's a
Beskar.
lot of space wampum.
Bam. And he's a little hesitant. He's like, "What are you going to do with the bounty?" And then the client is like, "You're not supposed to ask that."
Yeah, that was the red flag numero uno. It's like, oh, what's this guy doing? You know?
Yeah.
You have been paid.
Ooh, that's a good.
Oh, that was a good. You've done. That's the best any of us have done so far.
Sean, you try.
You have been paid.
Yeah.
You have been paid.
Everyone knows you don't ask questions.
The guild
after.
does not allow you to ask questions. I'm horrible.
You know what? It's not. Yeah, it's a hard one
It's
to
a
do.
hard
We'll
one.
get better every time we do this because it's gonna
we
happen
sure
every episode. The client's in. We're gonna be doing our impressions of it. So stick with us, guys. It's only gonna get better or worse from here.
That's right.
That was probably the thumbnail pick. I'll probably.
Here we go.
Unless we all want to do a thumbs up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, weak for the people that are only listening to this and not watching the video.
Oh, we were doing
They're like,
some-
what was that dead arrow?
Yeah. Oh, boy,
1,
they
2,
really.
3.
Okay,
Are they going to say something?
So he turns in the steel after he hesitates about what's going on. So he's got his price, because he needs it.
And people the Mandalorians that are there are interested. They're like,
Yes.
dude.
And he goes straight to the armor, and he gets like a whole new suit basically.
Basically, but also you've noticed that episode 1 when he goes to the basically armor smith.
Blacksmith, yeah.
Blacksmith. There was not as many Mandos. All of a sudden, there's a lot more Mandalorians.
No,
in this one.
no, there was several there.
There was
the thing is
about the
that,
same, I think.
that I think we learn is that they are not allowed to actually go and leave their
hideout.
Their hideout.
Right, they kind of live underground. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
'cause
established in episode 3.
Yeah, that they have to stay in there.
There's an element of like secrecy, and I don't know if that's part of their religion or they're just trying to be safe if they're being hunted by other people, because they do say you're both hunter and prey. So I don't know if there's people that are seeking them out because of their expensive armor or because they want to manipulate them because they are such skilled warriors.
Well, I believe that there was a. I believe that they did talk about how there was a similar to Order 66 where Mandalorians were basically wiped out.
Eradicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. In The Purge. It's called The Purge. And every
Yes.
time they do the flashback, we get to see that, I need
Is
to talk about it right now.
66 like a 1099
Yes.
for your taxes?
Yeah.
It's actually a 1034 exchange.
Oh, got it. I was like, order 66.
1099.
Order 66 was what the Emperor or Palpatine
Ordered.
did to kill all the Jedi by the
Got
clones.
All the clones. So
My
anyway,
bad.
I was before I forgot remember at the beginning episode 1 and throughout the series he's kind of like anti-droids. He's like no droids,
Yep.
We finally get a flashback in this episode where we
Battle
get to
droid.
see a battle droid like open up whatever he was like hiding in, and it
Kill his
looks like
parents.
it looked like a battle droid
Pew, pew.
did that. So it makes
Pew.
sense why he doesn't like
Pew.
droids so much, because they killed his mommy and his daddy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
so he gets his armor
and
everybody's
the
all
blacksmith
like,
is like, this is going to give you a lot of attention. I don't know if you want it.
and
He's
then
like,
you,
dude,
you
I
kinda-
look fly.
Yeah,
What are
and you
talking
kind
about?
of
Mandalorians are
Precursor?
I
look fine.
like what you did there,
gotta
but
give
I
it
also
a-
like that they're all about swag and the swagoo, because man, every time they get some cash or some metal, it's time to look way cooler.
I already for sure. So
That's what I do with my
So
paycheck.
he gets right.
You buy armor?
Yeah,
You've seen his place, right?
Oh,
His armor.
head to toe.
Yeah,
head to toe.
and it makes a lot more sense now that I've seen the Mandalorian why he's doing it.
absolutely. You
This
know,
is
it's a
the
little-
way.
It's also more
the way.
nerfy. There's a lot more nerf in my armor than actual.
You
armor.
nerf herder.
I'm a
Yeah,
nerf herder.
herder.
You've never heard of a nerf herder?
Yeah.
Kind of like
Watch
farmers
Empire
for
Stri-
nerf.
It's a Star Wars quote from Empire Strikes Back.
Gosh, I'm so sorry. My non-fan is jumping.
Gruffy looking nerf herder.
For sure. I'm going to bring my W-2 and my
All right, all
Order
right.
66 to the next meeting.
So Mandalorian is good job. That's important. Tax season's coming, everybody. This is all right. So Mandalorian's getting a lot of attention from all the other Mandalorians.
Well, he comes to find out that pucks were given to all the bounties.
Right.
And he's like, whoa.
How many people are looking for this kid?
Everybody. Literally
Everybody.
everybody had a tracking fob.
That was a cool
not
shot.
a puck, but
It
a
was
fob. Yeah.
Pucks were money, right?
Yeah.
No. The
No,
puck,
pucks
the
are
puck
what
is
they-
like the guild regulated. This is your
Yeah.
assigned bounty.
This is who you get.
Got it.
This
Got
is
it.
this
Those
is
are
your
pucks.
file. Go
Oh,
get it. You know
thank
what I
you.
mean?
Trackers are
A tracking
then-
fob is just a tracker.
Yeah.
Yep, the fob.
So nobody knew who they were going for.
And that was a really cool. That was a really cool shot when the bounty got re-upped and all the fobs got turned on. They're like, oh shoot!
So anyway, let's talk. That was enough about that. So if you guys have watched the episode, you already know where we're going with this. If you haven't, go ahead, watch it. But spoilers, whatever. So let's talk initial reactions. Garrett, initial reaction for episode 3.
Holy guacamole, all I got to say was my eyes were like kind of getting bigger and bigger as the episode went. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, this is getting crazier and crazier. And the action got so much better. Oh my gosh. Not better in a way of like it was worse than episode
It
2 and
raised
1.
it up to
It
the
raised
next
it
notch.
up.
Next level for sure.
Oh,
I
for
agree.
sure. Like the episode 2, we knew we talked about it being a little bit, it was a B and it was kind of like for kids and we're going for eggs. Episode 3, it's like, what's up? We're killing people today.
Right. Dude. All right.
You're gonna get burned.
Oh, it was awesome.
Brayton, initial reaction.
Oh, I freaking loved this episode.
Ooh.
Even though
said the L word.
Even though
heard
you
it.
can kind of tell where this was going in the fact that obviously he's not gonna just give the baby away, and he probably will rescue the baby, like Baby Yoda. That and That's fine. That's cool. I find it interesting. We still don't know what the Empire wants with him. We still don't know. They're doing tests. They're trying to send him over there. So who's to know? Mm-hmm. But I love the John Wick style action. The mowing through dudes, but yet there's
confidence,
still there's still an element of danger, kind of like the John Wick movies where
he gets hurt, he can beat up, and
he gets he even gets by the end of the episode when all the Mandalorians come out and are basically helping him. It was needed because he wasn't going to be able to get out of it.
Right.
Like it wasn't like he was going to just kind of God his way out.
Right, because he's not. Yeah, he's a Mandalorian, but that doesn't make him invincible.
How crazy if Keanu Reeves actually was the Mandalorian? That'd be crazy, yo. I'd be like,
John Wick Mando.
Or if it actually was John Wick. It's like, I had to get off the Earth was after me. Now it's the galaxy.
John Wick 4 coming to a theater near you.
They killed my baby Yoda.
Oh no!
One of my observations was, okay, so when Yoda was getting like, the little uh-ohs, the rut-rows, that little needle droid.
The interrogator droid.
Mm-hmm. What episode did we see that before in, guys?
That
A New Hope.
You've seen it before.
A New Hope.
A New Hope. And so it looks
Princess
like...
Leia.
So we can only assume that they were killing. They were trying to kill him.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they were doing that to interrogate Leia for information, but we don't really know if it's the same stuff.
He's a baby. Like, yeah, you're right. It might just be.
But still, like that little baby was like strapped down. I was like, that's the cutest little torture chamber I've ever seen.
Cutest little torture chamber you are.
Anyway, my initial reaction was,
Where are the plants?
You can tell us.
Where's the little guest star? Where's the little guest star?
Get the interrogator droid.
All right.
My initial reaction, really impressed with the action. The action I thought in the first and even the second episode I thought was great. Already exceeded my expectations. But like Garrett said, this took it up to the next level. Really, really impressed. And it didn't change the story. Like the story is still chugging along and it's great. And the action just was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It did make me go, oh, I don't care about Boba Fett anymore. Like, if he's in this or not, just all Mandalorians are pretty cool.
Right.
I just really enjoyed, like, obviously we've all validated, the whole world's validated, this is a Western space cowboy show. And so, literally...
I don't think it is.
You don't think so?
I think it's like
I don't think so.
I think it's like a ballet. I think it's like a space ballet. Opera.
It's like a space
so, right?
opera.
He's
What do you
like a
mean?
ninja.
What do you mean West?
You think this planet is in the West?
Yeah, Wild West.
That's right.
Enter Will Smith.
Enter Will Smith. Please, no Will Smith. He will ruin the entire
Will
show.
Smith and John Wick, Keanu Reeves.
There once was a Mandalorian. That one to... Or I don't know that. Anyways,
Collecting bounties.
Yeah,
we could write
totally.
that.
Started making
We have the talent and musical capability
Fresh
to actually
Lando
do this.
started making trouble in my sector.
No, maybe we don't.
that's too funny. But
in my parsec, I think it's parsec.
in my parsec.
What rhymes with parsec?
Anyways,
What were you saying? Western.
It was like, man, he could not miss. He was like, pew, 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 pew. He was just killing everybody.
He was
Super
pewing.
sweet. And then when you get to the part where he's on the little floaty wagon, and I call it a wagon because Westerns, it would have been a wagon.
Okay.
Oh, they didn't have speeders in the Old West?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Exactly. And that was pretty sweet.
All right. So
Oh yeah, when he killed that droid. No, not when he killed the droid, but he threatened the droid.
yeah, he did. That was interesting.
All right,
So it's also interesting to see a droid fear.
did
Like,
we-
I'll kill you.
What did we like most about episode 3?
Baby Yoda getting interrogated.
Baby, we didn't even see Baby just having a sleepy, passed out on the bed, just dreaming away.
I think for me, when all the Mandalorians came out and was like,
The heroic ending.
"This is the way," you're like,
Yes.
you guys aren't supposed to be out here, and they're like, Yeah, we are.
And no,
we're not. But that's why it's cool.
So it's kind of understood that they've been on that planet for a little bit. Like they've established that as their temporary home. They basically, to save one person that was their own, like from their tribe, like they sacrificed their secrecy, their future, now they have to like replant somewhere else, but it was all like their code of honor, just to save just one of their own. I was like, that was cool. That was cool to see.
I really enjoyed the scene while he was getting his new armor made, and the other Mandalorians came and was like, this is just like old Empire, you stamped metal, like it's, it's tainted.
It's baloney.
This is an Empire Forge, yeah.
And that Mandalorian that was like trying to take his helmet off, and they got a little fight. It was cool because he was the example of like a PTSD, angry warrior that is just ticked off that he has to be underground and that he has to be in hiding, and like he doesn't like that this other soldier is using that money, you know what I mean? And it was just like a cool representation of like the people, like they're warriors, and there's some gruff guys that are just ticked that they're kind of on the lower end of the food chain right now. And then at the end of the episode, obviously it shows that he is just like a gruff, angry Mandalorian, but they're all on the same team at the end of the day.
Right.
And so it was like kind of a cool like depiction of like there is some hurt in the Mandalorian tribe, but yet they're still like unified. And like, they're all for one for all.
Yeah, to see kind of like that depth of not those characters, like that whole race, right? Basically.
Yeah, and it's
there's
just
like
cool.
history, there's the code, and you got to see that come to life.
Yeah,
and that was really cool.
It's a cool part of the episode because it's like this is exactly what I want in my Star Wars. I want slow little details that I can go, wow, that guy. I'm assuming I'm making more of the story in my head.
Gotcha.
Obviously, it could not be like a man, what I just said, but it was cool because it's like I want to do this for all Star Wars. I want to use my imagination, and it was cool. He came and he helped him out, get out of the mess at the end. But like, this is how Star Wars sure should be.
Gotcha. Well, I like what you said about the details. The thing that I like the most about episode 3, or maybe just at this point in the series, is the costume design. From a filmmaker like point of view, like set design, like I'm like, dude, the sets are cool, but the costume design, especially when we get to see all these different Mandalorians show up, it's like they all have like similar armor and stuff, but they all have their own like identity, they are their own colors, their own like weapons. Like they have like the big gunner guy, they have like all their different stuff.
Jetpack.
Yes. So that part was really cool.
But give me one of those.
I gotta get me one.
That was a funny line. Did we all go? Me too.
I hope so, bro.
So yeah,
good.
Definitely costume design. Even like the stormtroopers that they showed that are kind of like their armor is kind of like worn in. It's dirty. Like like it's kind of just a big reflection of where these people are. It's like they're on their last like rope, like they're out in the middle of nowhere, they need help. Like I don't know, I just really am enjoying the depth of the costume design.
It's a good observation.
Yeah,
thank you.
Absolutely. All right, guys, now what did we not like?
Did you talk about what you liked already specifically?
Yeah.
All right, then talk about what you disliked. What did you not like about episode? And if you can think of nothing, then
yeah, it's okay.
it could
how
be,
short it
could
was.
be- okay, yeah, it was actually.
I could still use the episodes to be longer.
a little bit lengthier.
Yeah,
The length is still an issue for you.
the length is still an
It's
issue.
just not long enough. Man, if I had $1 for every
long.
time. It's not.
I know.
It's never long enough.
True that. All right, John, you go for it.
What did I dislike about this episode? Oh shoot, putting me on.
There
the
wasn't
spot.
really too much to not
dislike
like about.
Okay, one thing that I kind of disliked was that they didn't give us enough information yet about what the client and the other doctor guy are trying to do with Baby Yoda in the first place. Like, it's like, okay, we understand that they were going to do that, and the doctor guy really wanted to keep him alive, and he was really happy that the baby was healthy, and he's trying to protect the baby, really is kind of what we get. And then the other guy like takes off because he's like, I can't guarantee your safety, and he like bails. So does he really care about that, or he just wants them to eject something from the baby? I don't know. There's a lot of questions, and I just want answers already. But it's okay because those are gonna come. So It's not really a bad part of the episode. It's just what I disliked the most about this episode.
Yeah. I think for me, what I disliked about this episode is when everyone's, what are they called? They're tracking.
Jawa?
No.
Tracking fob?
They're Jawa fobs. I don't know. They're tracking fobs.
They're iFobs?
They're iFobs. Exactly. So those all went off, and I'm like, these bounty hunters are going to go after Mando.
Oh, no.
I wanted to see a little bit more like bounty hunter action other than like the shootout, but I wanted to see other bounty hunters because this bar is like full of like the highest elite level.
Is it though? It's
Yeah,
just
I don't know.
it's the
just who's
guild.
there.
It's the guild, but it's just who happened to be there.
Right.
Which, if they were good bounty hunters, they'd be out working. They wouldn't be.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
That is touche. Good point. But I think this
I
like
get
the
what you're
scene
saying.
of him getting out of like the stormtroopers. I'm like, that's sick. He just killed.
Yeah.
3 missiles just went off of him and killed it. And then we get to the bounties where it's like now he has to do bounty hunters. And I wanted to see a little bit more than just a few pews and a few assassinations. And
Gotcha.
then the rest of the Mandalorians came and bailed him, which was cool. That was cool. And obviously, it's like you. It's like it wasn't something I hated. It was just I wish there was a little bit
It
more.
left you wanting more. Gotcha.
Exactly.
And
Which
that's
is okay.
And that's a good thing because
Yeah.
Garrett wanted decapitations.
yeah.
I want some
I wanted to see
blood.
him to cut some throats.
I wanted to see some like Game of Thrones like betrayal. I wanted to see like a red wedding in space episode. I want to see Baby Yoda.
Oh, Baby Yoda, Joffrey. No,
Too soon.
we'll see.
All right. So, are we already at rating episode
School's
3?
in session. What are we giving the grade?
Ooh, I'll start with this one. I am going to, because last time I gave episode 1 a B+. I gave episode 2 a B. I am going to give this one an A. I'm actually just going to straight up give it an A. I was really happy with it. It wasn't, it was everything that it needed it to be, you know? The action was great. The character development was awesome. You got to see him go back and kind of like complete one of the storylines, but it's still open-ended. It's great. I like what's going on with everything so far.
I would give it an A as well. There was just you got more of the depth of what Mando is. And the fact that his character this is probably the deepest that we've seen him, and the fact that we found out kind of his parents, and them dying, the reason why he kind of feels more an affinity to Baby Yoda because he lost his parents when he was a kid, and the sacredness of the guild, or the religion of the Mandalorians, and kind of how important they take that stuff to it. So I think this is the deepest that we've gotten into the character, which is amazing. Action out the wazoo. Got some nice grappling.
And less eggs.
Murders.
Less eggs than
There
episode
was
2.
less eggs, which actually that's a detractor.
I was going to give it an A+, but I was like, where's all the eggs?
I want to see more eggs.
I haven't seen one yolk in this entire episode.
I know. I was like, this episode's a yoke.
All the yolks on you because episode 4
They're going to
could have more eggs. I don't know.
gonna go
I would say
ostrich planet.
expect a lot more.
Oh, well, the title of it is Moon's Over My Hammy.
We still don't know for sure.
Anyhow.
What if it's eggs Benny Kenobi? Is that too far?
Eggs
Ben
Ben
Kenobi.
Sounds like a great spinoff.
It's pretty good. It's
Kind of like the Great British Baking
It's actually
Show.
it's a really interesting dish. It's old. It's crusty. It's been sitting in the desert for about 30 years, and it's
covered in dirt.
it is covered in dirt, and it's kind of gross.
and it's over easy.
Yeah, and it's over just like that.
Kind of hard.
That was I don't know about that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys.
Me neither.
Anyhow,
I'll give it an A.
I'll give it an A.
ooh,
Action, yes, but very what we were talking about. Very what we were talking about. Very.
Very what talking about we
That's
were.
right. Just on, I love the emotion, the conflict of Mando going like, I don't know, I don't feel right, like giving him away. I don't think that they're like doing good things to him.
He did not have that right when he just asked at the end of it. He still gave the baby away.
he still went and got it back. What he did was he's like, I'm gonna get paid, and then I'm gonna go do the right thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna get some
His
fresh threads.
his inner conflict didn't happen
I'm
until
not.
after he was like, Mind your own business.
Well, he's like, I look really cool, and I'm very confident right now.
He's like,
I'm
listen-
about to save that baby Yoda.
He's like, I'm only gonna take your money because it's a lot. But then I'm gonna gear up and I'm gonna be back.
That's right. So I'm a natural optimist. So a lot of my grades are going to be very high. And so I do give it an A because I also enjoyed it. It took me on the ride. I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed it. Did I tell you I enjoyed it?
Yeah, you did.
Garrett.
Once or twice.
Absolutely.
Did you like this episode?
I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
And then I also have a topic
'Cause I
that
wasn't
is
sure.
about Star Wars, but it's not about Mandalorian.
Do you have
we can
time to talk about it in this
You're gonna give more
episode?
confusing.
Yeah, if you want.
You've got about 1 or 2 minutes.
All
You're
right,
gonna give
guys.
more confusing
So-
stories about people with their spaghetti eyes closed.
please let it be another
right.
story about looking at pictures of Spagooter. Chef Boyardee, he's my boy.
So,
Mamma mia.
all right, guys.
I'll look at pictures of people looking at any kind of Italian
I
food.
want to hear your thoughts.
Listen, I want you to look at this picture, but keep your eyes closed, okay? I need to know what's happening.
Is it garlic bread?
No,
Is it garlic?
no, it's the disappointment of your father.
Oh, that's a familiar smell.
True that. So,
right.
all right, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on this. But
Sorry.
Disney World, they're building a hotel in Florida, and it's kind of like a cruise where it's very expensive.
So are
It's
they building a cruise ship or are they building a hotel?
It's a
You're
hotel.
losing us.
It's a hotel.
On water.
It's Star Wars themed, and I think it's a 2-day experience.
You know what? I'm
You
good.
look out the
Okay,
windows
okay.
and you see space. The whole hotel is in theme, actors, everyone, and you're in there for 2 days. It's like $4,000.
You know what? I'm
for
gonna
the
need-
2 days.
Can you leave?
I'm
You
going to
can't
need
leave. Well, I mean,
It's a prison. You can't leave.
Star Wars prison.
Absolutely not.
All you have to do is create a major felony.
then you have to. No. You can
You
obviously
gotta, like, murder some
voluntarily
people.
you can leave. But what are your thoughts?
You know
on
what?
this Star Wars.
I'm gonna need to see a
hotel?
It
picture.
sounds like it's going to be really expensive. My initial reaction is that sounds really cool. Second reaction, really expensive.
Really expensive.
Also in Florida. Boo.
Boo, but you're in a
Boo.
hotel. You're not. It's not like you're in Florida. You're in space.
In Florida. You're in space Florida, which is the worst kind of space there is. Maybe North Dakota space. I don't know.
I heard they're just gonna let a few crocodiles just walk around. It's a space crocodile.
Keep your kids
They're
away.
like,
Classic Florida.
They're like, we can't discriminate. If they apply for the job, we got to give it to them. They said- HR was like, how many alligators do you have employed here? They were like, we have a few coming in the pipeline. They got jobs like at the front desk. Excuse me, I'd like to extend my stay for. I have my Groupon. I feel like I didn't get. I didn't pay for this movie, this pay-per-view.
Like this is what happens when we book a trip to Alderaan.
It was not. No. It was not nearly as bad on Kashyyyk.
Oh, Florida, it's the worst in all of the galaxy.
Could you help me rent a car? I think that distorted the mic. All right, sorry about that, you guys. All right, anyway, let us know what you guys think about this future up and coming experience extravaganza hotel out in Florida, and do you want one in California or whatever state you guys live in? Let us
which
know.
apparently doesn't have anything to do with the Mandalorian, but maybe he'll be there.
It's Star Wars.
He got you there.
Sorry.
Gotcha. Bring your 1099 to this. What's up?
Man, we got to tell you what that means. Okay.
I'll be there
All
with
right.
some files and eggs.
Oh man, I can't wait to start making shirts and sell some merch with
Files
these
and
weird
eggs.
quotes we have.
We order 66, 1099 on the back.
What is it?
Can I file these? This is a Star Wars reference. This is a tax reference.
This is tax evasion. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening to episode 3. My name is Sean.
This has been Brayton,
And this is Garrett.
All right,
and we'll see you next time.
we'll see you next time.
Say the line.
We have spoken. This is the way.
Oh,
This is the way. You said
Okay.
you were going to
Yeah,
do
we
this.
we
Is
can
the
all
way.
do it once.
I-
Okay, don't do it too
we
loud.
have-
Don't do it too loud.
We
because
have,
we hold hands.
we have spoken.
it is Thanksgiving after
All right,
all.
we're going to say it at the same time. At 3.
One,
This, 2, 3.
3.
This is the way.
And I wish that was the lamest thing I've done today, but it's not. All right. See you next time.